Carly, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a very big unhaul, my first unhaul of 2021. These are just books that I either have no more interest in, authors I don't like, whatever you have it. These will all be being donated to my used bookstore that I always go to, so they'll be going to a good home. So, I'm gonna jump in because you can't see from the thumbnail. Okay. This is what we got happening right now. First one on top is Christine by Stephen King. If you guys didn't know, I read The Shining this year, well, technically last year, and I didn't really like it. I just don't think his writing is for me. It's a little bit dense, and this one is a big honker taking up a lot of room on my shelf, so I'm just trying not to read any more Stephen King books just because it's not for me. So, passing this along to my bookstore, going back to my bookstore actually. These next couple books are ones that I swore I was going to read, and it is like a series by Tessa Bailey. I have one, Disturbing His Peace. I had interest in that, and then this is, I don't know what series this is by her, the Romancing the Clarkson novels. So there's 4 of them. I think I was missing one of them, but I'm just going to get rid of all of them just because I don't think I'm going to read them, if I'm being real with myself here. Next book I'm getting rid of is one that I got at ALA last year, and that is Ink in the Blood. So this is like an ARC copy of it. I know bookstores probably aren't allowed to sell them, but I'm just going to get rid of it and sell it to them anyway, just because I don't have the interest in reading this. I really try to get myself into fantasy as much as I do, and I'm really picky with my fantasy that I pick up, and so this just doesn't really intrigue me as much as it did when I first saw it. So I'm just gonna move it along. A couple of these are like ALA arcs that I got, and I'm no longer interested in reading, because when you go to ALA, you kind of just grab them and look at the synopsis like later, and that is a lot of what I did. So another one I'm getting rid of is Influence by Sarah Shepard. I think this is out now, June 2020, never mind. I've seen this going around BookTube now, but people haven't had really good things to say about it. It's about influencers, and I just don't really think I'm going to be interested in that. And then also along with that, I have By the Book, which is like a retelling of some classic, and it just seemed really heavy on like Jane Austen and stuff like that, and it's just not really my cup of tea, so I think I'll be really bored with this. It's been sitting on my shelves for a while, so these are just gonna go. Next book that I think I actually talked about in a recent haul, I'm not too sure, but I'm gonna get rid of it just because LJ Shen's writing is not for me, and that is Bane, Sinners of Saint. I think I just picked up a random one. I saw this in my bookstore, thought it was cool, read the synopsis, was like, okay. In all honesty, I'm just not going to read it, so I'm just going to get rid of it. A lot of these, like I said, are ALA arcs, so I'm also getting rid of If I Never Met You. I don't think I really heard the greatest things about this one, and I'm not going to waste my time with reading books that I don't think are going to be my cup of tea, kind of thing. Another ALA arc is Verona Comics. Just sounds like a comic book love story, not really my thing. And I also have the Gravity of Us, which kind of sounds like a romance sci-fi kind of book, and I just don't think that's going to work out for me. It's like a YA contemporary as well, which I have been definitely getting out of YA contemporary in general. So I've just really been reading a lot of dark romances whenever I do want a romance, so I'm just not going to keep that around. And then again, Stephen King, I'm getting rid of this little tiny copy of Carrie, just because I feel like if I read Carrie, I'd probably read it on audio, because I do still have like an interest in reading Carrie, but I'm also kind of scared just because I didn't like The Shining's writing. I like the movie a lot better. Next book is Call It What You Want by Bridget Kemmer. Again, I just kind of picked this up on a whim when it came to my bookstore. I kind of just go crazy at my bookstore and just kind of buy whatever sounds good, and I gotta stop doing that, because this year I'm going to start being a little bit more picky with the stuff that I buy, and not just buying stuff because I think I'll read it. I kind of want just books on my shelves that I know I'm going to read and that actually intrigue me, which I'm moving soon, so I'm probably going to have to go back through my bookshelves again at some point, but these are ones that I got off my shelf like a couple months ago, so they've just been sitting in my room, so I need to get rid of them, but this is also going to go. Next is another one that I think I showed in a past haul, and I got this also from my bookstore, so that is a semi-definitive list of nightmares. I didn't really hear too many great things about this after I got the book and saw the reviews. I kind of let the reviews get to me, so whatever. And then another ALA arc is What I Like About You. Just seems like your regular contemporary romance. Don't have any interest in it. Don't care. And then My Summer of Love and Misfortune. I think I really wanted to read this at one point, but I have so many books on my shelves that are more intriguing than all of these, so Next stack. Another book that I was actually kind of interested in reading was I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. I just never picked it up, and I know it's a diverse read, and I should be reading more diversely, and I do, but like, this just doesn't intrigue me as much as it did when I first bought it. I also have this like mini version of A Deadly Education by Naima Novik. I know this is really popular, but if I read it, I want to get like the full size book, not just like a couple chapters. Another Stephen King that's been on my shelf for a while that I said I was going to read, but I never did, is Gerald's Game. I love the movie on Netflix, but I just don't think I'm going to be reading it physically. Another like YA contemporary is More Than Just a Pretty Face. I tried having this on my TBR like a couple months ago, never got around to it. The font is like pretty tiny and it just kind of sounds really boring, so I'm just moving on. I'm also getting rid of a Sky Painted Gold, which is supposed to be a like Great Gatsby retelling, but I'm kind of over that. I'm kind of really over classics, which I still have so many classics on my bookshelf that I'm definitely going to be getting rid of when it comes time to move, because I don't care for classics anymore. It's just not how I read anymore. I really try to get myself to be a classics reader, but it's just it's too big for my little tiny peanut brain. My brain can't handle that, okay? Alright, almost finished. Next is A Walk in the Sun by Michelle Zink. I've had this on my shelves for like years now. I'm not gonna read it. It's been on there for a while. And same with Stay With Me by Mila Gray. I had every interest in trying to read this. It's like an army romance, whatever. I've had this on my shelf since like 2017 and I've never read it, so I'm not gonna read it anytime soon. Also getting rid of this art copy of They Wish They Were Us by Jessica Goodwin. I think this is also like a fantasy. I'm not too sure. Don't really have interest in that. Another ALA arc is Take Me With You by Tara, I don't know the last name. Again, I think this has to do with a game, and yeah. And then I'm also getting rid of this middle grade, I'm pretty sure. It is about a sign language, and it's Show Me a Sign. I really did want to read this, but the more I like had it on my shelves, the less I was interested in it. And I'm not just going to read a book just to read it, because I want to read books that I'm actually going to enjoy this year. So there's that. Alright, the last three. On top we have Rule by Jay Crownover. I tried reading this. I randomly picked it off my bookshelf one time and just sat on my floor and read like the first chapter. It was kind of good, but just kind of gives me like After vibes.
And we're moving on from After, okay? We know that I stand After so hard. We're not doing it anymore.
So I'm going to leave this behind. I'm also getting rid of Conventionally Yours just because I don't like books that have to do with voting and politics. And I'm sorry, like I know it's a good thing, but like for me personally, I don't find enjoyment reading about that, so that's going. And then lastly is 4 Days of You and Me by Miranda Kennelly. And again, I think this is just like your basic average contemporary romance. Don't have interest in the basic plot points, basic everything. I'm over it. Hey, that didn't take as long as I thought it was going to, but all these books are going to my bookstore. I'm not putting them on my Depop just because I don't have the time to do that. We have to move by the end of this month, and it's already like January 16th, so I gotta get like all this out of my room so I can start packing up some of my room. So a lot of these videos are just going to be me pre-filming them and getting them out because I don't have a lot of time to be filming a bunch of videos right now. So if you see me looking the same throughout the next couple of videos, it's just because I'm pre-filming and I'm moving soon. So I just need to get all these out before I have to move and have no time to do any of that, which I am doing a moving vlog. So keep an eye out on that sometime in the future. I don't know when it's going to come out. It's going to take us a while to move because I've been living in this house for like 20 years and everything. My parents have lived here since they were like married, so it's a lot. We have a lot to do. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a big like, subscribe down below, hit the bell notification so you can get notifications whenever time I upload, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.